Hey guys, welcome back. Ladies, this one is primarily for you. Guys, you can listen if there's a woman in your life going through these different things. But it's about perimenopause and menopause, and a lot of it has to do with you feel like it's unexplained weight gain during those times and kind of the aches and pains and different things. Of course, there's a long list of symptoms that come with those. I'm not going to get into every single one of those, but this is a natural process and seasons that women will go through. Men go through different seasons as well. But a lot of times the mess modern medical fix is put you on a synthetic hormone, birth control, progesterone cream, something like that, which, I am about anything synthetic. And there's risk factors with that. Like I said, this is a natural process. So it's not harmful in the sense that, oh, you need to take this and stop it or fix it. We just need to support our body and the different balance it needs during different seasons. Okay, so I'm gonna go through different things, and the three big things that are happening that kind of cause and perimenopause and menopause. You'll start seeing it in your 40s. Once I got in my 40s, you'll start seeing something. I always had a very high metabolism, and you'll start seeing shifts. Women, you know how that goes. And I want to explain what's going on, because sometimes you think I've had no changes in my diet, my lifestyle, my activity level. What's going on? And where it usually sits is the weight gain will be like a belly fat or bloat. It's like your belly, your hips, an area, right? So let's get into what's going on. Number one is the drop in estrogen. And that is a normal process during you start going into these even years. It can be anywhere from 4 to 10 years before you go through menopause. It's perimenopause, and people don't realize that. They think it's just a little bit. Perimenopause can last up to 10 years. It can start as early as your late 30s. Usually it starts in your 40s, and then women go into menopause in their 50s. Everyone's a little bit, different. So what is going on is really estrogen and progesterone are both dropping. Well, progesterone actually drops a lot quicker than estrogen, and it'll make women look like they have estrogen dominance, even though their estrogen is dropping from where it used to be, in your 20s and 30s. It's because the progesterone is dropping a lot quicker. That's why a lot of times they'll give women a progesterone pill or progesterone cream and stuff like that. It's for that. So estrogen helps regulate our metabolism and our weight. So when that starts to drop, all of a sudden the weight just seems to, it's almost like you just wake up and it's like, oh, my clothes fit different, or the scales, you'll see that difference. And it's only usually in the middle. You'll gain it in the middle. And men will go through that too. I'll get into that. And it's a hormone shift in all of us that happens. So for that, vitamin E is needed, and whenever I give, of course, my vitamins and supplements, I always say, I cannot stress enough, do not get synthetic, cheap type vitamins. I'm not saying you have to get the most expensive, but make sure they're whole food, organic, or, something like that, not synthetic, because then you're just counteracting what's going on. So also, curcumin, which is what is in turmeric. Now if you're going to get either a supplement or if you're going to use it as a spice, make sure it is real. There are different things. I've talked about different cinnamon and different things that aren't real turmeric. And if you're going to use it for this, of course, you can get real, turmeric, or you can get a curcumin supplement if you want to do that, especially the amount you may want to take. It may be easier to just take a capsule full of that, because curcumin is a natural phytoestrogen, which is what is going to help rebalance estrogen levels in women naturally, safely. And we're, again, like when we support our immune systems, we're just supporting the natural balance and helping it out. Like, naturally it's going this way. So we need to kind of, boost it in different areas. That's what we're doing. Number two is inflammation. This is why women will get different things. Well, they'll get, during the perimenopause and menopause stages, they'll get achy, they'll get joint pain, muscle aches, they get sore really easy, all this because progesterone is actually a natural anti-inflammatory for us. And so, like I said, that's dropping quickly. That's why a lot of times in perimenopause and menopause, women get a lot of aches and pains. And then you'll start seeing women will start getting diagnosed with like fibromyalgia and stuff like this. This is what's going on and what's causing that. So, the higher inflammation levels, there's all different types of risk when those type of things happen. I talk about inflammation and gut health. That's why women in perimenopause and menopause they'll start saying, well, you're higher risk for this, this, and this, and they'll give you this list. Well, they just want to give you, something for your heart, something for this. Anyways, I'll get into that. So again, the high inflammation, it leads to expanded fat cells is what happens, and an increased absorption of that and fat cells and the way it's stored. That happens, which is just, weight gain. Now, different things for that is Moringa leaves. Those help. If you do that for about 3 months, I will list all this in my description. You'll see a big drop, and that's a great anti-inflammatory that helps with all this, and it provides just a really, really strong anti-inflammatory that's natural to go along with the curcumin. You can do both or just one. It's up to you. Also, staying hydrated, keeping flushed and hydrated. I talk about lemon water, apple cider vinegar water, do things like that to stay hydrated. Flaxseed, which is omega-3s, that helps a lot during, this season of everything that's going on. The Mediterranean diet, which is kind of more what I stick to and do. I hate the words diet. I think things are a lifestyle. Diets always tend to be temporary. People say, I went on this diet for XYZ, and it's temporary. It's a lifestyle. Mediterranean, that's kind of the way, not 100%, but that's kind of the way I eat in general. And that helps. And also vitamin D3 and getting also, the sunshine. I talk about that, but you're going to want to take a vitamin D3 supplement as well. Again, pure. And vitamin A, you're going to need that for this anti-inflammatory different things as well. So there is an herb that is, I don't know why it comes out of Thailand. Make sure you get it out of Thailand, not China. I'm going to list that one because for some reason they want to hit on that one. I'm not sure why. So number 3 for all this is your gut bacteria. A lot of what I talked to in the gut brain connection video I did is going to go with this. When our estrogen levels drop, it allows bad bacteria to grow very rapidly in women. That's why a lot of women in these years, they'll all of a sudden develop, they'll get bloating. They're just really bloated. They just can't explain that. They'll start getting like IBS symptoms, constipation, a lot of GI distress and changes during these years for women they don't understand. And of course, they just treat it as, most doctors will treat it as they'll give you just something for your stomach. And what it comes from is the imbalance in hormones, which is causing the bacteria. So again, good probiotics. Drink kefir every day. I highly recommend. I'm not affiliated with them at all. I trust and love the company. It's Claire Labs. They have fantastic probiotics. I cannot say enough good about them. I myself, my children, everything, we take those and they're really, really good. So, you need to strengthen that good bacteria back on. And there's 2, I'll list them in the descriptions. There's 2, and they're in most of them, the ones I say from Claire Labs, that are for the stubborn bloating and body fat that come during this. There's 2 strains of that work really well. So, we want to talk about different other imbalances that are coming, and it's high cortisol levels. Most women, which, is stress can induce, but also the hormone switches and things that go on is high cortisol levels. It taxes our adrenals so bad. It depletes our adrenals, which is, during these years, but even things that are going on in the world or your own personal life, when you start taxing your adrenals, your cortisol levels are too high, which is going to put you at risk for different things. Like a lot of times you'll see women and they'll say, oh, your menopausal age you're high risk for a heart attack. Well, that's because of this. They just want to look at the heart things. Well, it's a hormone imbalance. It's too high of cortisol. It's just these imbalances that happen. And some women, there's the emotional roller coaster they talk about during these years, and they all feed off of each other. It seems to be going back and forth. And then they want to just give, I'll just give you an antidepressant. I'll give you something for your heart. I'll give you, something for heartburn, indigestion. which is really making things worse as a Band-Aid covering some of your symptoms, but it's not treating or supporting our body like it needs. So for adrenals, our adrenals will be very taxed during these times of, high stress, hormonal imbalances changing. B1, because that's depleted from stress, you need B1. Nutritional yeast also works well for this. Look into that. And potassium, again, when I give things, always, don't use synthetic, get a good quality one. And the thing with also a lot of times things will look like, oh, I'm gaining this fat, and it's really an atrophy of muscles. It's the breakdown of muscles that happen during this time. Again, that happens from hormones and everything. And you're going to need potassium for that. You're going to need your trace minerals and fat soluble vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K. I talked about vitamin E earlier for things. Those are needed. You're going to need your B vitamins and vitamin C. I talk about a whole food, good quality vitamin C. Because also when you're having this atrophy, which can be fixed and reversed, it takes time. It's not a quick fix. I'm going to see something happen in 30 days. It can take months or a year or more for that to be reversed and changed. And that soreness, that we get sore easier. Say I'm like, you're just doing yard work, or even if you were doing your normal routine, if you worked out and you're like, I'm so much sore, or it takes me so much longer to recover now. It's because of this. The vitamin E is going to help that lactic acid, different things build up. And a big thing with this is during these years, people think, oh, I'm just going to go and what was, the big thing with doing like aerobics and different things. Sometimes it can make it worse. So like I work out, these women would do so many, hours every week of aerobic exercise, and they would never see a dent in their, like their waistline or their weight. Sometimes it can make it worse. And it's called light exercise. And that's why it's just walking tends to balance that out better. That's why you see if you walk laps or if you have a treadmill and you're walking, regular pace walking or a faster pace walking, it helps, a lot because you'll start getting that insulin resistance, high cortisol, high stress levels. That's going to help. Big thing, supplement you can take. I take it every day. It's called MACA Root. Take up to a tablespoon a day. You can separate it throughout the day or take it all at once. I just break mine up 3 times in through the day. And you do about up to a tablespoon of MACA Root every day. I will listen. I forgot to bring my bag in here. My husband and I would take it every day. It's great for rebalancing and keeping your hormones balanced in both men and women. Like it helps men for testosterone, but that doesn't mean if a woman takes it, she's going to get high testosterone. It feeds it properly. It's good for libido, and it, as far as MACA Root, it helps great for like women when you get those hot flashes, night sweats, and different things like that. It works fantastic for that. So that helps both, and that is really, really good for your adrenals as well. I will list these things in there, but natural things. I have people ask me all the time about these different hormonal switches, or I was having this, or I was in this stage of my, life, and they put me on XYZ, and then I'm having these horrific side effects. So there are natural things. You have to always remember, these are natural processes and seasons in our life. There's a reason. God knew what he was doing. So it's not, we don't need something synthetic for something that is natural. It's a natural process. Same as our immune system. Like I said, you have to give your body what it needs, and it'll work out much better with no side effects. So I will list these things in the description for you. I hope it's something else that helps you guys. Everyone stay well, God bless, and I will see you next time.